What's up, guys? I'm gonna make a quick video of some situations that I'm having with the full self-driving on my Model 3. I wanted to share a route that I've been taking forever, and I've been trying to do some videos, but the hardest thing for me right now is that I am extremely busy at work, and I don't have the time a lot of times to just take the extra effort to get all these videos done and whatnot. But I'm doing one today to just kind of showcase and highlight. I'm around the corner from my house. I am not engaged in full self-driving right now. I'm driving, but I'm going to be getting on this this main road right here. And what I want to play for you is a couple of things that I know that I've been having an issue with, which is the hesitations that are dealing with in my car, and also the hard braking that's happening. That has to do with shadowing. That has to do with line markings in the road. That has to do with yellow light situation, the red light situation, green light situation. It's becoming more and more apparent. There are some, on these later versions, there are more and more things that are happening on a lot of these routes that are causing the car to just not act the way it used to act and whatnot. So my situation is really, it's not great. Let's just put it that way. Just so you know, I wanted to go into sharing what my software is so you guys can see what the software is here. I am on version 12.5.4.2. So it's pretty much the latest version. I'm going to engage right now. And what we're going to do is I have my home mapped out. So what I want to do is engage on this road. This is one of the main highways that we're on right now. And you'll be able to tell I am engaged, obviously. But I'm doing this with my cell phone right now because I wanted to kind of showcase what's really going on. And I want you to pay attention to a couple things. One is the area that is right underneath the speed limit here. You can see that we're at a speed limit of 55. We're at 55 right now. But the thing that I want to pay attention to is when you see the regenerative braking system, and also when you're going up a hill, you can see that little black line on the left-hand side right here, which basically shows you that the car is either slowing down, going faster, or not. It goes in green, it goes in black. And we're coming up to a turn right over here. I want to show you how we approach the turn and whatnot. So we're doing 55 right now. And this has been one of the areas that has been a problem with everybody getting off of highways. And you'll be able to tell as we get into the turn, the car basically will jerk to the right. See how it does it? Look, and then it goes over to the line there, and then it straightens itself out. I'm not sure why it does that. You have a long turn to get into this actual U-turn here, or they call it an exit and whatnot, and then it does make a turn, but it jerks over to the right. Now we're into the turn. It's obviously, to me, it's going a little bit faster than normal into this turn, but you'll be able to see as we're going around here, it's taking a wider turn here. It's trying to figure out how to go into this turn. This is never like this before. This is just only within the last few versions. And then there's a little area right here. As we pull onto this road here, we're going to be making a right at this light, but we have to yield to the left here to oncoming cars, and we're going to be making a right. Now, obviously, I know that this turn is actually okay to turn on red. So you'll see that person just blew the red light. We don't blow the red light when we're driving in full self-driving, obviously, but humans are humans. But you can see there's a bright light right ahead of us. So right down this road, this is a clear road. The biggest problem, obviously, is shadowing with the car. So as we're driving right now, you'll be able to tell we're at 34 miles an hour. This is 35 on this road. Paying no attention to my daughter text messaging me. But in any case, so there's a little bit of thing right in the road right here. And as we go down a little bit further too, there are markings in the road that the car is reading, and I'm not sure why it's doing that. So you'll see we're coming up on another one, and it reads the markings and then hits the brakes, or tries to hesitate to hit the brakes with the markings that are in the road as a crosswalk and whatnot, but there's nobody around. So right now we're just dealing with some high shadowing. And also you can see on the left-hand side that the sun is, veering over. We're doing 34 right now in the 35. But as we're driving along here, the biggest thing is we're coming up on a little bit of a hill here. You can see that the car's trying to go a little bit faster to go up the hill, which is fine. And then now you see, like, the sun just dropped the car down from 35 to 20 with nobody in front of me. So obviously the sun is making a major play on the camera, where it's not really bothering it that much, and it's just getting slower to get right back up to speed and whatnot, and going back up to 35. Now I got somebody on my butt right now that's riding behind me, so I'm holding up traffic. Don't care. That's how it is. But you could tell the car right now doesn't have any green or black that's showing the car stepping on the gas or coming off and whatnot. But as we're coming around these turns right here, the car is hesitating to me. I can feel it in the car. It's not showing up on that thing underneath here, but I could feel the car pulling and tugging a little bit, like it's stepping on the brakes and not stepping on the brakes. Not sure if anybody else has that problem, but it's happening to me. Not sure what that is. But right now the sun is all the way to my left, and we're just driving along again. Totally engaged here. It's 35 mile an hour zone here, and the sun is peering across or on top of the trees. So to me, sometimes it seems like when that happens, either the camera is picking up that the sun is doing that and not really seeing where you are in the road or whatnot, or seeing the things on the road, and it just hesitates really quick, and it just drops the car down from 35 that we're doing all the way down to like 20 miles an hour, and it's just hitting the brakes and feeling that hesitation. And this is just only one of the roads that it's happening on, and I don't know why it continues to do that. You know, it's just been a very hard thing to see. You can see there's nobody in front of me, or very hard thing to realize that obviously the sun is bothering the car a lot. It's just something I never had this problem before. I've railed on this, you know, for quite a while now, but I'm hoping that somehow we can get this fixed. This can't be just because it's a hardware 3 thing or hardware 4. Yeah, it's sun, but the sun is everywhere. You know, why is that such a major problem? Blinding the camera and whatnot? How is it blinding the camera? If you know, to me, it's not really, shouldn't be really an issue. I personally feel that when you're driving, there's got to be something for, like, we have the sunshades. There's got to be something that's going to be taking care of the camera system if we're going to be going full self-driving here, you know, where we're not going to be doing anything at all. There's got to be a reason why. Now you're going to see the sun's right over in front of me right here. Now I'm going to disengage because I want to drive a little bit further on this route. You can see that I'm disengaging because the sun is going to be really glaring into the car right now. And we're going to go a little bit further down the road over here. And I want you to kind of see where we're going to be driving further down this road. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of put this over here so you can see. Okay, so we're going to drive here. Oh. Okay, there we go. And we're going to get back up to 35 miles an hour. So you can see that thing over here. Where is it? There it is. That thing is called the sun, glaring into the car. It's pretty powerful today, to be honest with you. You know, causing a lot of shadows on the street and causing the car to do some hesitations, because I can feel it. And this is a pretty flat road. There's no major hills or whatnot. You're going up or down or anything like that. But I can feel it, that it's holding back. It's just like boom, and then you can feel it in the seat too. It's, you know, driving me forward and back. It never used to do that. Never had this problem with the sun before. Not sure if that's a bug issue or whatnot, but it's just something that continuously keeps happening, you know. And then once we get onto a road that has lights on it, as I've said before, the biggest issues that I can see is the yellow light situation. The yellow light situation is just a disaster, meaning that the car is anticipating the light to turn yellow from a green. You know, it's green and it's anticipating it to turn yellow, and it shouldn't. It should just be driving. And to me, again, it's one of those things where if you're, let's say, 500 feet from the light, or if it's 1,000 feet from the light, or however they measure it, that it's thinking, to me, this is the way I think of it, it's thinking that how much time it's going to take, that it's going to get to that light. Oh, maybe I should slow down because it's been too long at this setting, not realizing that the light could stay green forever, because there's nobody on the other side of the road that's clicking onto the street to make the road, the light to turn red, because that happens. There's sensors in the roads, and being that there's a sensor in the road, that will help to turn my light red or green, and if there's nobody on the side, the light will always stay green. That's how it is here in New Jersey. I don't know if it's by you guys or whatnot, but I'm going to make the turn over here, and we're going to come down to the major highway, because I want to, again, we're going to disengage right here for a reason. That is that on this road over here, on this turn, is a no turn on red. And the thing that I get a lot of is, the hesitations of pushing forward, pushing back, pushing forward, pushing back. And being that it's on no turn on red, I just disengage at this light a lot of times, because it's going to be, I'm stepping on my pedal and whatnot. But it's pretty wild how that one light, for some reason, it won't read the sign that says don't turn on red. It's one of those things. So this road here is kind of windy, and we're, it's hitting me again for looking at and trying to fix my phone a little bit here. But as we're driving down here, you can see that the car is hesitating. I can feel it hesitating. It's pushing and pulling. It's pushing and pulling. You can't see it here, but right now what's happening is the car is dodge. It's like, not that it's maybe it's not the word I'm looking for, is that it's braking for some reason. I don't know why it's doing that. It's hitting it and stopping it, hitting it, stopping it, hitting it, stopping it. And it's not, you can't see it within the miles per hour, but that's what's happening in my seat right now. I can feel it. And we're coming around a big turn right here. Okay. Handled that pretty good. And as we're coming through, you can see the sun is on my left-hand side here. There's a lot of sun on it's pretty shaded. I mean, there's nothing on the roads here, And as we went through that other part, which was pretty apparent that there was some kind of issue that was in that road that made it slam on the brakes just out of nowhere in the middle of the road. But you can see the sun is not even near anywhere that we're driving straight forward. It's all the way to the left-hand side here. As you can see, it's all the way over there, so there's no sun really in front of me. And it's just peering over the top of the trees, causing the things on the shadows on the road. So it just simply picks up all these little things in the middle of the road, or what, in areas, and it shouldn't be doing that. It shouldn't be seeing those little, it's a clear day. I mean, it's clear as day. There's nothing in the road. There's nothing on the road. But if there are objects, you would want it to avoid that. But I don't know why it's doing that. And we're still obviously in the clear here, but we're going to be coming up on a light. I'm going to put in a new address on here. I want to put in my house. So we're going to go home. Okay. And then we're just going to get up to the next light, and I'll show you how we deal with the next light in that situation. So we're coming around another big turn here. Again, a lot of farmland on this side. This is where I've made videos before on the deer running out to the side. You get them in the daytime too, which is kind of crazy. But the car does really well, and full self-driving does really well with deer on the road. My experience. Now, some people have not had a great experience. I've had tremendous experience. But I'm not driving it. I don't have my hands on the steering wheel. You could obviously tell that that we are driving in the right there. So big dump truck right here pulling out. We're going to be making a right. Now there's a stop sign and a light together here. You're going to see as we pull up to this light, I'm making a right here. There is a stop sign right here. We'll stop in the road, so it'll stop here. Plus there's a light right here. So the car has a lot to think about right here. We're going to be pulling into the right lane, so it's trying to think about here. We're going to be pulling into the right lane and then going to the left. As you can see, the acceleration, it wants to go really quick. And here we go. Now, what my hope is that when we get up to this light on this situation up here, is that the car will anticipate, because we're the leader right here. We're in the middle of, it's not going to happen because this light just turned yellow. Damn it. In any case, I wanted you to see when we pull up here, being that we're the lead person on the road here, I want to be able to show you how we approach a light, yellow, green, and whatnot, and see if anything happens on it. So as we drive a little bit further down this road here, we're going to be coming up to some red and green and yellow lights over here. But the problem will be is that we may be slowing down behind some cars, and it may not do what I intended it to do. Because when I'm the lead car and you're just driving on by yourself, the car will just hesitate. But right here, it obviously knows that there's a lot of traffic around it, so it does pretty good with, a lot of traffic around it and whatnot. And as we drive through this light here, this is the one that kind of always gives problems to me when I'm driving with nobody in front of me. So this may not work at this light. And we're doing over 50 miles an hour. 55 is the speed limit. So up here, yeah, we're not really doing anything. So the car wants to go to the left. Obviously knows that there's another car there. Wants to get around, kind of hesitating a little bit. Wants to go in the left lane. That's okay, because it's anticipating the truck. And as we get closer to the truck, you can see that the car will veer over to the left a little bit, just because it wants to get away from the truck, which is that's a really cool feature. Now, it also has a habit, and had a bad habit before, of actually, when you're driving, not to keep right and pass left, even though that we had that feature on. And we're driving way too close to the left lane here, or the left line, so we should be pulling over towards the center a little bit. So there is a little bit of a centering issue here. You could see as we're approaching this light here, the braking is great so far on this trip. And as we go a little bit further down the road here, actually let's just type in another address here. Let's go to 1175. Okay. As the car hits me with another, hey, jerky, look straight. Okay. So now we're going to go a little bit further down this road here. So I hope you guys are doing really well. We're going to be approaching a green light here. So let's see this. Let's see if anything happens at this light here. Feel the hesitation in the car already. Green light. Nice. Blew right through it. Okay. Anticipated that really well. We're coming up on some other little traffic here. And another green light, but let's see how this handles the situation. Kind of hoping for a yellow light, but it's not. No yellow light. Okay, yellow light, and we just blew through it. Good. We were probably right on top of the light, which really helped. It didn't have to think anything at all. The other cars were going, so it kind of just blew right through it. That's the good part about it, that it thinks that way. So now we're at a 50 mile an hour. We're obviously have the auto max on, and there are cars that are behind me, so I may have to kind of step on, because I can see that there are people that are trying to get over. Let's see. All right, so we're getting in front of this guy. He's probably getting mad. So what? Now, what I wanted you to kind of see, as I'm going to raise the speed up here, so I just raised the speed up to 70. It's a 60, actually this is 55 over here. So it may turn down a little bit when it goes down. Nope. Okay, good. So the reason I want to speed up, because I want to speed the video up a little bit too. And we're going to get to the next point. And as we're driving further down the road here, you're going to see a problem that I've had with this current versions in the last 2 or 3 downloads, I would say, in the versions. that we thought that were going to be really smooth, but we have service roads that are on our paths pretty much everywhere, and for some reason the roads haven't been in service for years. The roads are blocked off, and it's only one. This is a 2-lane highway, but you can also anticipate cars that come over from the right, as you see here, that come into your lane here. But as you're driving further down here in the 2 lanes, for whatever reason, navigation, and we're in the right lane right now, which is on the right-hand side, the car will try to take the exit for some reason into the service lane. And now that we're going a little bit quicker down this road, I wanted to speed up just to kind of get to that point so you can see what happens. And as we're driving to the service road, we should be driving past it, the 2 lanes, for some reason you're going to see the car, and especially in this area, you're going to see the line, and it's going to kind of like squiggle back and forth to kind of figure where it wants to get over to the right. And it shouldn't be. It should just drive straight, follow along with the other cars. And a lot of times it just tries to veer off into the right lane and go onto the service road. Now it's been closed, and I've messaged it, I've disengaged, and I've messaged it back. It's been happening for well over a year, and it's pretty annoying, to be honest with you, because you can't drive straight. And I don't know how else that it's going to be. You're going to be able to anticipate anything else happening besides sending a message off. The versions are not fixing the situation. I don't know why, but that's okay. We're gonna keep at it. I know Chuck always does his unprotected lefts and does all that situation with the same routes and tries to figure it out and then posts them and then keeps going over and over. I don't have the time to keep doing that. I travel down this road all the time, and it's the same spot, same scenario all the time. So you're going to be able to see that as well. And we should be keeping to the right. We shouldn't be in the left lane. There's nobody over here. You can see, obviously, there's nobody here. So we should be. And I'm going to force the car to get to the right because I don't like driving in the left lane. So I put on my blinker and made the car get over. And if you're new to it, driving with full self-driving, you can force the car to make get into the right lane. You can do that just by putting on your blinker if it's not doing that. And my settings are set. So you can kind of see where I am as far as my settings are. As I'm pushing my phone over, obviously my eyes are on the road. So as we're driving further, so you can see. And now we're going to get back to business here. So now, here's the thing where I want you to see. This is a 1-lane highway right here that we're driving straight. And there's an exit right here to the right. And then right after this exit, there's a way for right after it that you'll be able to see that on the right here, there's a way for cars to come onto my lane. Okay, right here. So now the car is going straight. On this next one, what happens is that the car will then veer off to the right and try to take the service road, and you're going to be able to anticipate the car, the wiggling back and forth with the line here to try to take that service road. And I'm going to have to obviously disengage once it happens. But for some reason, it wants to take this little service road, and we're getting closer to it. And it may follow the car in front of me, but you see how the line is squiggling back and forth? So now that the car in front of me didn't do that, it actually followed the car in front of us. So for whatever reason, if there's nobody in front of you, it does that and it just goes off to the right. It's really wild. So in essence, really, I think what the situation is here, there are times when I want to kind of we're going to get over to the right here, but now watch how the car gets over to the right so quick and then goes back to the left. The exits are kind of screwing the car up